Hails and welcome to Rauta. Today I have a very interesting raw black metal release, and what makes it so interesting is that the very fact that this band comes from Iran, not exactly the black metal or any kind of a metal capital in the world. This is their fourth album, which I dare not to pronounce because I have no idea how this language gets pronounced, but roughly translated, at least according to Google Translate, this would be Death and Darkness, or Darkness and Death. Can't really be sure anymore at this point. This is a two-man band, and their style is indeed rather raw and grim black metal. Now, there are parts where the band kind of has nice, groovy there, and by groovy and nice here, I mean in the black metal context of rawer nature. But there are lots of parts where the band has kind of a weird parts like, what the hell are these guys even doing or trying to do with this kind of a music? Now, this kind of a Persian black metal is quite different than what you would expect from, say, rather Nordic kind of a black metal. There are parts which are very much cut from the same tree, be it 90s or 2000s, but there are also parts where it just feels like these guys have been, lost in the woods or desert in this case. I don't know, there is something that kind of rubs me the wrong way with this album, but it's not like it's bad, it's more like it's ending up being a lukewarm. Like for instance, the drums, which totally sound like a drum machine, not so well made, it's almost annoying. It's borderline annoying because it sounds so weak, so kind of lame, as it was like early 90s when people were doing tracker music. But at the same time, there are these riffs which are like rather cool, and I think there is a point to be made. It just got lost with the poorer ideas. Now, being raw end of black metal, obviously the production kind of goes hand in hand with that territory, and that means this is far from being polished or nicely sounding of a release. Now, that doesn't obviously matter because, well, the riffs are kind of a barbaric, and the overall feeling is rather primitive. So that kind of fits here. And also can't really bitch about most of the vocals, but there are parts where I'm like, what the hell is going on? And to be honest, I don't know, Lavizan Jangal, or Jangal, I'm not sure of the pronunciation, they are probably too raw, too grim, too weird for most of the audience right there, even if they're black metal ones. But for the selected ones, I think these could click. It's just kind of acquired taste kind of a thing. Now, I have a soft spot for a lot of raw black metal bands, and they're bands which are really good, being raw and grim and kind of a weird even. But this is not exactly that. I would say this is half finished of what it could have been. There are good parts, but there are too many lukewarm parts to make it actually a decent release. So I'm not as forgiving as the one review here on Metal Archive saying it's 72. For me, it's 6 out of 10. Not bad, better than mediocrity, but still having way too many mediocre parts to actually make it worthwhile calling it good or decent. Anyway, you decide for yourself. Links are provided in the description box, so click and listen if you think this might be your cup of tea, and then you will figure it out. I hope you like it. As always, take care and see you soon with more reviews coming your way.